Hello and welcome to this Business Solutions Magazine podcast. I'm Jim Roddy, the president of Jameson Publishing and Business Solutions Magazine. Thanks for joining us. As always, we're here to provide actionable information on how VARs can sell more products, penetrate thriving vertical markets, and improve their business operations. Our discussion topic today is why VARs need to sell total solutions. And our guest today to help give us an inside perspective is Sheila O'Neil. Sheila is the Vice President of Channel Sales at Panasonic. Thanks for your time today, Sheila.
Thank you.
A little bit of background for our listeners before I jump into the first question. I'm happy to talk about total solutions because that's really been a Business Solutions Magazine mantra for years. Be a total solution provider. Sell within a vertical, not just one part of it. And in April of last year, Sheila, Panasonic launched Panasonic Solutions Company, which incorporated several divisions, Panasonic Computer Solutions, Broadcast and Display. So your company changed to offer resellers a broader portfolio so they could sell total solutions, not just one part of it. So we're on the same page here. So my first question is, many VARs already sell handhelds or tablets, but they need to expand their line card to provide the total solution. Technology-wise, what do you feel, Sheila, is the easiest leap for them to expand that line card?
Well, I think with our traditional partners having been more tough book-centric, and that being on the mobility side, the easier move as far as technology goes is a continuation by adding video. And by video, I'm saying that something such as an arbitrator solution, which is the Panasonic solution that is an in-vehicle video, but then also taking that further and adding fixed video. As an example, what many companies are looking for, and this is in the government as well as enterprise, they want to make sure that they're able to record incidences from start to finish. And where, if, say, for instance, in public safety, if they have video in their vehicle, they're using the mobility products that are already in the vehicle to help process the information that's coming from the video, but then it goes straight into the servers within the companies or the public safety enterprises, as well as the fixed video that would be, say, in a police station or even further in a prison or something. But they want to be able to pull all the information together for that incident and let that kind of tie in together. And that's where I think that next step might be for those who are already in that area. It helps tie the mobility portion of it to where the base of information will end up lying.
Got it. So you're saying video is the easiest leap. What do you see as the most difficult leap? And whatever the most difficult leap is, what are the obstacles that a VAR would have to overcome?
I think with that, going along with that, networking. You know, in the past, there's been a lot where you could sell to line of business, certainly sell to IT, and then also sell to procurement. And if you're, say, used to thinking line of business, and when you think about for video and even for mobility, that really became an important area to have that kind of focus. But now that everything's starting to be networked and pulled together, that's where you have to start working with the IT departments as well. And I think that is twofold on, one, being knowledgeable enough and having the expertise to be able to implement and sell the final solutions, but then also having the salespeople who are able to sell and focus and target into either line of business or in the IT department, and knowing how they need to sell into those groups, because they have different, key decision points amongst themselves of where they're going to decide what products and solutions to offer or to buy.
Got it. And so you touched on there some of the resources. Before I ask you about the resources, can you talk about, because I'm guessing there might be a VAR listening to this that says, geez, I've got enough on my plate right now, like why should I put up with all that grief for even an easy leap or a difficult leap? Can you talk a little bit about the upside to being a total solutions provider? Like what's on the other end of going through all this and making the changes to your company? What have you seen from an upside standpoint?
Well, I think the biggest thing is it's entanglement with the customer, and with that, you've got the more entangled you can become with that customer, the less likely it is that they're going to go someplace else. And that would then allow you or the VAR to be able to move into other areas within those companies that they are working with and be able to see different opportunities that would create new solutions. And one of the other things I think with that, too, and when you're talking about that entanglement and as a total solution, it's harder and harder to, say, pick apart piece by piece of what the components are and price out something like that versus being able to offer a total solution as a total price, and that can allow for more margin in the sale.
Got it. I like how you use the word entanglement. We've talked a lot about stickiness, where it's just way stickier if they're just dealing with you, having your one throat to choke, if I could use that term, rather than dealing with other people. They can't work their way in there. So, good. I like that entanglement. So now my question about resources. What do you see as additional internal resources that a reseller would need to make any sort of a leap? Are there any new staff positions they need to create, or is it just, you mentioned earlier, getting more knowledgeable on that staff, or is it just leaning on their vendors or distributors more to get support from them?
Well, I think it's a little bit of everything. It would depend, of course, on the VAR and the staff that they do have. They'd have to have the sales team who has the ability to, one, be able to sell into those different types of departments within those companies or entities, and then also be able to recognize, be knowledgeable enough with what the offerings are, the solutions are, to then know when it's the right time, or to know those buzzwords of saying, I have a need for X.
Right.
Well, then, now I know that this is a solution that we can drive with it. And I think if many of the sales folks out in the VAR community certainly have the skills to do something like that, but they probably need to be able to talk at a high level of what the steps required to complete that solution would be needed. I also think that, given the skills of who they have on the technical side, depending on what kind of certifications they probably already have, there's probably something that can be learned by the folks that they have, so it's probably more in the trainings, education, and maybe some certifications. And there are vendors that can help in some of those areas, and I think some of the distributors can at least be able to offer some of the certifications through the support with the vendors as well. So I think that they can be a good source. They're not necessarily going to be able to give the trainings or give all the support in, say, the very technical side. That's probably going to come from the knowledge that the VARs have with their staff.
Right. Got it. So, that's one theme that comes up a lot of times in these podcasts that we do is lean on your distributors, lean on your vendors. They're willing to help you out. They don't just want to move product to you. They want to actually help you bring in more business, and you have services and support that can help with that.
Absolutely.
Got it. So, question for you. You became Panasonic Solutions Company, again, about a year ago. Can you talk about some success stories that you've seen in your channel? Like, is the total solution provider philosophy paying off for your resellers?
It's all starting to come together now. I think in 2010, it was really kind of the merging of the companies, getting everyone used to the structures that we've had, including our VAR partners who had to kind of understand and relearn some of the way that we were structured in our go-to-market. But overall, we're really starting to see where there are some new opportunities that come up because even the companies that we merged together are now working together and developing products that can help take some of these solutions to the next level. So I think over the next, especially over the next year, we will be seeing a lot of new solutions that come with Panasonic Solutions Company that tie in AV products with mobility products, or some of the technology that we have, say, from the mobility products. And what comes to mind is the integrated wireless WAN that we've always had in our notebooks. we're now going to be able to put some of that into some of our display products and be able to have a new solution in a variety of different areas. And I think that something like that will be helpful too.
Great. Last question for you, Sheila, and if you can answer it in about 40 seconds. Are there markets that you see that are greater opportunities than others to be a total solution provider?
The markets I see right now, digital signage is still very much a great market to get into, and also healthcare is continuing to grow, and kind of like I had alluded to before, video and fixed video and tying all of that together, I think is new areas that can really kind of help excel of our sales.
Excellent. Well, that's all the time we have for today. Hopefully our discussion has given you some insight into why VARs need to sell total solutions. Before we go, I want to say thanks again to Sheila O'Neil for joining us today. Sheila, thank you very much for your insight. That was very good.
Thank you.
And thanks to you so much for listening. Our goal at Business Solutions is to provide growth strategies for the IT channel. For more information and to read success stories every month on total solution providers, please visit our website at www.bsminfo.com. Thanks again for listening, everybody.